They say it's all who you know. Well, I'm here to tell you they're 100% right. Let's talk about something that I absolutely suck at, that is maintaining contacts. It is not only crucial for developing your career as an actor or a filmmaker, but also really important to maintain your drive and your focus on achieving those goals. I started listening to C.S. Lewis's Space Trilogy on Audible, and it's because of a project that I worked on almost 10 years ago now, which is crazy to think. I was in a film called Asana, and I played a character named Ransom in that film. And actually, the story of how I got cast in this film is kind of a crazy roundabout story as well. So let's start back there. I was 14 or 15, and I was auditioning for a film called Dream Machine, which was really exciting and is how I fell in love with the film Super 8 by J.J. Abrams. There was a lot of inspiration coming from that. I got cast in the project, and we were working on casting the other actors, and it ended up losing funding, and so the film didn't come to fruition. I didn't get to play that character. But through that audition process, I met a filmmaker named Chris Cloud, and a few years later, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm working on a film called Asana. Would you like to be a part of it? Or would you like to at least send in an audition?" And so I sent an audition for the character named Ransom, and long story short, I got the part and got to be a part of that project. So I flew out and we spent several days filming it, and one of the things that he mentioned was the reason my character was named Ransom was because of C.S. Lewis's Space Trilogy. I had never read it, I didn't really know much about it, but his excitement about it really sparked this creative enjoyment and fulfillment that I hadn't seen in a long time. So let's fast forward to almost 10 years later. I just finished listening to a book series, and I kind of felt like I didn't have anything to do while I was, cooking or cleaning, and I was like, I should find something to keep my mind active. And I thought back all the way to Chris Cloud telling me about C.S. Lewis's trilogy, and I said, you know what? I'll start listening to it. And it has been so... It has brought me back to so much nostalgia, like we talked about in Why You Should Be Writing. And it's made me so excited about working towards the goal of being a working actor and being on set regularly, because it brought back that memory of being on set for Asana. So it brings back that memory, and it also excites me because it's a great story. I'm being brought into a brand new world. C.S. Lewis does a great job of world building, and the poetry with which he writes is so inspiring and exciting. And this all comes from a failed film, an unfunded film, more than 10 years ago. If I hadn't maintained that contact, if he hadn't reached out to me, if we didn't still talk occasionally, that thought wouldn't have come back to me. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to go, oh, here's the next thing that I can start listening to and start getting excited by. So Chris, thank you for talking about that and speaking so highly about it, because I've been really excited to dive into that and be a part of that world, of the world of this story. In the same way, it's super important if there are projects that you audition for and don't get, or films that don't actually come to fruition, or friends that you meet at an acting class that you only run into one time and follow up with on Instagram occasionally. It's really important to maintain those friendships and those contacts that you get, because not only can it help further your career by casting somebody in one of your projects or being cast in one of their projects, but also by keeping you motivated and making you desire to work towards your goal. It's something important to think about and to remember. So thanks for joining me on this little walk down memory lane. And once again, Chris, thanks for opening this door to excitement for me. I appreciate you guys being here and holding me accountable. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.